Yes, sir. What's your name? Charles, go ahead. Is that on? There you go.
So,
Yeah.
I have two questions.
Yes.
My first one was the slide when you're talking about creation, atheistic versus theistic, right? You said that the theistic view is that someone created something, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then my question would be like, who created that something?
Yeah, excellent
Because
question.
then that could lead to like nothing created that someone that
Right.
created something.
This video is a clip from one of Dr. Frank Turek's live presentations, streamed from Wingate University in North Carolina. During the Q&A session, an audience member posed a profound question: who or what created God? Dr. Turek dives deep into this classic question, addressing the nature of God as the uncaused first cause, the philosophical implications of infinite regress, and how the attributes of God align with both theology and reason. Let's jump in and hear what Dr. Turek has to say.
Well, we would agree that there has to be an uncaused first cause. There has to be something that has always existed, otherwise nothing would exist.
Right.
So either the universe has always existed, or something that transcends the universe. Now think about what we've discovered here so far. If space, matter, and time had a beginning, that would mean the cause has to be spaceless, timeless. If you're timeless, do you have a beginning?
No, so would that be considered nothing though?
No, that wouldn't be considered nothing. It would be an immaterial, timeless, powerful cause, immaterial being that we would call God. So if you're timeless, you don't have a beginning, which means you don't have a cause. So who created God? Nobody. He's the uncreated creator. He's the unmoved mover. He is the being that didn't have a beginning, because you can't go on an infinite regress of causes. You're right. You got to start somewhere, and that would be what we mean by God.
So then would you say God is nothing or something?
God is something, but he's not made of molecules. I mean, you can think of things that are not made of molecules that exist, right?
I don't know anything off the top of my head.
Well, like say the laws of logic, or the laws of mathematics, or the law you ought not murder, right? It exists, but it's not a physical thing.
I guess, but isn't math just like manifestation of what's already there? Like it's a representation of things that exist.
Well, it describes things, but math itself is not a thing. It's not a physical thing, right? There are laws about how things work, but the laws of mathematics are not physical, just like the laws of logic are not physical. The laws of morality aren't physical either. Justice isn't physical.
Right. Okay.
Does that make sense?
I guess. So you're considering math like nothing?
No, it's something.
It's something.
When we say nothing, we don't mean necessarily just non-physical. If it's
Nothing at
non-physical,
all.
yeah, we're not saying it's nothing if it's non-physical. We're saying that there are things that are non-physical that are something. They're just not made of physical properties. They don't have physical properties. They're not extended in space.
Okay.
The conversation regarding the origin of God often raises profound philosophical and theological questions. Let's explore some of these questions systematically, offering thoughtful and biblically grounded responses to help both believers and skeptics navigate this complex topic. Why can't there be an infinite regress of causes? The concept of an infinite regress, where every cause has a preceding cause stretching back infinitely, is logically untenable. Without a first cause, nothing could exist today. Imagine a line of dominoes. If there's no initial domino to start the chain, none will fall. Similarly, if every cause depends on a prior cause without an ultimate origin, the chain of existence never begins. Philosophers like Aristotle and Aquinas emphasize the necessity of an unmoved mover, or a necessary being to ground all contingent existence. This aligns with the biblical view that God is the eternal, self-existent being who created all things. Revelation 22:13. How does the concept of a timeless, spaceless being differ from atheistic views of the universe? Atheistic perspectives often rely on the idea that the universe is self-contained and can be explained through natural processes. However, this approach struggles to explain the origin of space, time, and matter. If the universe had a beginning, as evidence suggests, its cause must transcend space and time. A timeless, spaceless being is qualitatively different from the material universe. This being, whom Christians identify as God, is not bound by the physical laws or limitations of the universe. Isaiah 40:28 describes God as the Creator who does not faint or grow weary, emphasizing his existence beyond the confines of time and space. What evidence supports the idea that the universe had a beginning? Modern cosmology provides compelling evidence for the universe's beginning. The Big Bang Theory, for instance, indicates that space, time, and matter emerged from a singular point approximately 13.8 billion years ago. Additionally, the second law of thermodynamics shows that the universe is running out of usable energy, implying it had a starting point. Scripture supports this scientific understanding. Genesis 1:1 declares, "In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth." The harmony between modern science and the Bible underscores the credibility of God as the universe's cause. Can non-physical realities like morality or logic exist without a divine foundation? Non-physical realities such as the laws of logic, morality, and mathematics are best explained by a transcendent mind. These concepts are universal, immaterial, and unchanging, qualities that cannot arise from material processes. For example, logic, the law of non-contradiction, a cannot be both A and non-A, is universally true and not contingent on human thought. Morality, objective moral values such as murder is wrong, require a transcendent source. Without God, morality devolves into subjective opinions. Romans 2:15 speaks of God's law written on human hearts, highlighting the divine origin of moral awareness. How does the concept of God as an uncaused first cause address objections from atheism? Atheists often object that positing God as an uncaused first cause violates the principle of causality. However, the principle of causality applies only to things that begin to exist. God, as a timeless, spaceless, eternal being, does not fall under this category. Psalm 90:2 declares, "Before the mountains were born, or you brought forth the whole world, from everlasting to everlasting, you are God." This underscores the Christian understanding of God as the necessary being who grounds all existence. Why is God described as spaceless, timeless, and immaterial in Christian theology? These attributes stem from what is required to create the universe: spaceless. Since space itself began with the universe, its cause must transcend spatial dimensions. Timeless. If time began at the Big Bang, its cause must exist beyond time. Immaterial. A being that creates matter must be immaterial, as it cannot be dependent on the material it creates. This description aligns with John 4:24, where Jesus says, "God is spirit." It also fits the philosophical necessity of an ultimate creator. Are there examples in daily life that can help people understand the nature of non-physical realities? Consider the laws of mathematics or love. Mathematics. Numbers exist as abstract entities, yet their principles govern physical reality, for example, engineering, physics. Love. Love is intangible but profoundly real, influencing decisions, relationships, and even sacrifices. These examples illustrate that reality is not confined to physical entities, paving the way for understanding a non-physical God.
Why do atheists often dismiss the existence of non-physical realities as nothing?
Atheists may equate non-physical realities with nothing because their worldview often relies solely on materialism, the belief that only physical matter exists. However, dismissing non-physical realities undermines the very principles that govern reason, science, and morality. Romans 1:20 reminds us that God's invisible attributes, His eternal power and divine nature, are evident in creation, leaving humanity without excuse for denying His existence. The question of who created God challenges us to think deeply about existence and causality. By understanding God as the uncaused first cause, Christians can provide a coherent response to this age-old question. The evidence for a beginning of the universe, the existence of non-physical realities, and the necessity of a timeless, spaceless creator all point to the God of the Bible. This discussion not only answers skeptics, but also enriches believers' faith, encouraging them to marvel at the profound wisdom and sovereignty of God. As Colossians 1:17 reminds us, He is before all things, and in Him all things hold together.